Hi, students. So, great job on your pet submissions. I was so happy to see all your guys' pets at home and pets that you might not have but really wish you had. So, thank you for that. I love seeing those. We're going to get started with our words to know, and today we are going to be reading Whistle for Willie. So, go ahead. First one is father. Say with me, father. Next one is house. House. Next one is nothing. Nothing. Next one is together. Together. Next one is along. Along. Next one is began. Began. Boy. Boy has the oi sound. Move these up. Next one is again. Say it with me, again. Very good. So let's go ahead and review. Remember, these are very important because when I read the story coming up, I need your help when I'm going to pause at those yellow words and you're going to be reading them for me. Alrighty, ready? Let's go ahead and review. Say it with me, father, together, house, along, nothing, began, boy, again. Awesome job, boys and girls. Alrighty, awesome job on those words to know. So now we're going to get started with this story. It's called Whistle for Willie, okay? And this story is a realistic fiction. That means that the story could happen in real life. So as you read, look for events that could really happen and characters who do things that real people do and what animals do. So even though this is like a cartoon, it's not real pictures, it's something that could happen in real life. Let's go ahead and meet the author and the illustrator. Ezra Jack Keats. So he wrote the book and he also drew the pictures. So I'm going to read right here. Ezra Jack Keats wrote the and illustrated books for children. When Mr. Keats was a boy, he drew pictures on the kitchen table. His mother was so proud, she kept the art rather than wash the table. So he used to draw on the table and mom was okay with it. And so that's why he's such a great artist and he also writes the book. So what we're going to be focusing on this week is cause and effect. We're not going to focus it too much today. Today is going to be more of a retell, okay? So what I need you to do is really pay attention, boys and girls, to what is happening in the beginning, the middle, and the end, because for your seesaw activity is going to be using these cards. You're going to be the one moving them and putting them in order, just like you did with the garden, but now it's for Whistle for Willie. And you'll be recording your voice telling me what happened in the beginning, middle, and end. Well, let's get started. So, Whistle for Willie by Ezra Jack Keats. And the essential question is, how can you take good care of a pet? Okay, so let's see what the boy here, how he takes care of his pet, Willie. All right. Oh, how Peter wished he could whistle. So, Peter's the boy. He saw a boy playing with his dog. Whenever the boy whistled, the dog ran straight to him. So cause and effect, what happens when the boy whistles? Well, when the boy whistles, the dog comes. So the cause was the whistle, and the effect was the dog coming back. Peter tried and tried to whistle, but he couldn't. So instead, he began to turn himself around. Around and around he whirled, faster and faster. When he stopped, everything turned down and up. So he was probably dizzy, right? And up and down and around and around. Peter saw his dog, Willie, coming. Quick as a wink, he hid in an empty carton laying on the sidewalk. Okay, so let's think about what does quick as a wink mean? Quick as a wink. So everybody try to wink. Right? Winking is fast. So quick as a wink means that he hid really, really quickly. Wouldn't it be funny if I whistled? Peter thought. Willie would stop and look all around to see who it was. Peter tried again to whistle, but he still couldn't. So Willie just walked on. So there goes Willie. Peter got out of the carton and started home. On the way, he took some colored chalks out of his pocket and drew a long, long line right up to his door. Then he stood there and tried to whistle again. He blew till his cheeks were tired, but nothing happened. He went into his house and put on his father's old hat to make himself feel more grown up. He looked into the mirror to practice whistling. Still no whistle. When his mother saw what he was doing, Peter pretended that he was his father. He said, "I've come home early today, dear." "Is Peter here?" His mother answered. "Why, no, he's outside with Willie." "Well, I'll go look for them," said Peter. First, he walked along a crack in the sidewalk. Then he tried to run away from his shadow. He jumped off his shadow. Then he landed. They were together again. He came to the corner where the curtain was, and who should he see but Willie? Peter scrambled under the curtain. He blew and blew. Suddenly, out came a real whistle. Willie stopped and looked around to see who it was. So he finally whistled. "It's me!" Peter shouted and stood up. Willie raced straight to him. Peter ran home to show his father and mother what he could do. They loved Peter's whistling. So did Willie. Peter's mother asked him and Willie to go on an errand to the grocery store. He whistled all the way there, and he whistled all the way home. So look at Willie's following him. So that's the end of the story. Alrighty, so again, remember, in Whistle for Willie, we're going to be focusing on this cause and effect next time when we meet. So what I want you to do is, if you need to re-listen to the story being read, it is now going to be your job to get onto Seesaw and to put these cards in order. And I'll show you that right now. Alright, so this is going to be your assignment for today. If you need to re-listen to the story, you will click where it says link here, okay? However, this is what your template looks like, okay, boys and girls? So what you need to do is, the cards are not in order. So what you will do is you will drag the card to the correct box. Please use first, next, then, and last. And when you're saying it, so first, and then describe what's happening in the card. Next, describe what's happening in the card. Then what's happening in the card. And last, what was the final thing? Making sure we're recording our voice. All right, boys and girls, awesome job.